How's it going, everybody? John MacLennan here, and in today's video I'm going to teach you how to play Mind Games by John Lennon on guitar. Now, this song may not be as popular as something like Imagine, but it really is a beautiful song, and it uses something called a descending bass line in the chord progression, and it's a really cool technique that the Beatles used a lot and John Lennon used, and so I want to share it with you in today's video. I'm going to break down the two main sections to the song, and I'm also going to show you some lead parts of how I take the melody and use that to sort of launch off into a solo. I know a lot of you have been commenting and asking for me to show these melody parts at the beginning of the videos. Now, what I'm doing is just jamming on the melody of the song, just playing an instrumental version, and it's totally just completely impromptu. It's just sort of trying to create the vibe of the song and play parts of the melody on the guitar and turn it into a solo, which is actually what I try and do when I take a solo. I want to connect it to the song and play a melody. Now, before we get into breaking it all down, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. It really helps out my channel, otherwise YouTube doesn't share my video with anybody, so please hit the thumbs up button. Also, if you want to learn more about soloing and improve your melodic playing, check out the description below. I've got a free PDF that's a book I wrote called Melodic Expressions. You can download completely for free as my gift to you for checking out this video. All right, with that said, let's break this down. Let's break down how to play Mind Games by John Lennon on guitar. Now, there's only two sections that we have to learn in this song, but it uses something called a descending bass line that basically moves through the scale. Check this out. Here's what it sounds like. The first section is just this 4-bar chord progression. We're going to spend 2 beats on each chord. We're going to start with C, and we'll play from the A string down, then we'll go to E minor, but we're gonna play from the A string down, or the 5th string, which is gonna give us this B in the bass, so we'll call this chord E minor over B. And then we're gonna go to A minor, and then you can take your 3rd finger, you can take it off of the 2nd fret on the G string and move it to the 3rd fret of the low E string. And I'll mute the A string on this chord. This is A minor 7 over G. Then we're gonna play an F major 7. And I do that with my thumb here on the low E string. So it's gonna go 1, 3, 3, 2, 1, open. And then C over E, which is a C chord, like our first chord in the song, but we're gonna have the E in the bass. We usually wanna mute that note, that string, when we play a C chord, but not here. We're gonna intentionally play that E in the bass. Then we're gonna move to a D7 chord, which is gonna be from the D string down. This is our root note now. D, and then 2, 1, 2. Then as you play this chord, you're gonna add your pinky to the 3rd fret of the A string, which gives you a D7 over C. So we have a lot of slash chords, and my guess is that John Lennon wrote this on the piano, and it's very easy to play like a triad in your right hand of the piano and then move the bass down. And this is a common thing that the Beatles used all the time. You know, if you think about songs like, you know, da 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 dee dim. You know, you got that While My Guitar Gently Weeps, you got that descending bass line. So this is the same idea. So all together we're gonna go C, E minor over B, A minor 7 over G, F major 7, C over E, D7, and D7 over C. Then we start again. So let's talk about what the bass is doing. It's going. So you can see it's really just going through the notes of the scale. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. And with the progression, it's a great sound. Let's add a little bit of strumming to this pattern now. Now the pattern that I would use for this song that's sort of the main groove sounds like this. Now what I'm playing is 2 eighth notes, 1 and then an eighth and 2 sixteenths. 2 E and a, 1 and 2 E and a, switch. 1 and 2 E and a, 1 and 2 E and a, 1. So it's a 2-beat pattern. So I'm going to play that once on each chord because each chord lasts 2 beats. Now, if you thought of strumming directions, you could think down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. That's going to be the first section of this tune. Then we have the Love is the Answer section, which is basically what I would call the bridge or the B section. And again, we're going to have more descending bass notes. Check out the progression for this part. So again, a 4-bar progression. We're going to start on C this time and go up to D. And then we're going to go to G. Now for this G, I played this sort of folk style where I keep my 3rd finger here on the low string at the 3rd fret and then pinky on the high string at the 3rd fret. So that's going to be G, and then I walk the bass down, which is that G with an F in the bass. So I brought that 3rd finger down to the 3rd fret of the D string, and then walk it down again to E, 2nd fret, and then open D. So from the G, that's... Then we go to a D chord, and then a D with a C in the bass. So all together, that's gonna go. For the strumming pattern, I'm going to keep it exactly the same, again, as the first section. That's 1 and 2 E and a 3 and 4 E and a 1 and 2 E and a 3 and 4 E and a... Now this is a really great chord progression to solo over using a C major pentatonic sound. So what I was doing at the beginning of this video is playing off of the melody. And I'm just thinking about the vocal line, but I'm playing it up the octave here in the 12th position. Basically, I'm playing out of this major pentatonic scale, which would be C major pentatonic. Now I got this sound from B.B. King. He would do a lot of stuff like this. Just sort of that B.B. King kind of blues box sound. So I think that works really nice over this progression, especially for the A section. So I'm starting up here on the 12th fret and I'm playing, which is just pentatonic. And then I'm bending that 15th fret, then adding some vibrato. You're playing those mind games. So I'm trying to think about that vocal line. So in context with the progression, that would sound like this. Make sure to play this along with the recording so you can really get that strumming pattern and get this groove locked in. Then try playing it into a looper pedal or recording yourself maybe on your phone or your computer, just jamming through the chord progression, and then you can practice soloing on top. And to help you even more with that, don't forget to download your free PDF in the description below. It's all about soloing. It's a book I wrote that has over 100 exercises in it. Licks over major, minor, and dominant chords. If you're interested in learning more about soloing, check that out. Thanks so much for watching and for subscribing, and we'll see you in the next video.